Welcome everyone to the SERL Domino's Pizza Truck Series Season 2 Race 15 at Homestead-Miami Speedway, and for the first time we head to this 1.5-mile oval that is shaped pretty much like Martinsville and New Hampshire. Even though the racing is nothing like those two tracks, it's also pretty bumpy, like Kentucky. And if you remember back to last week's race at Kentucky, the bumpy surface, I think, makes your car, or in this case truck, very difficult to handle. Your truck can easily get out of shape, it can slide up, and so much more, and I feel like that's what caused a lot of comers and goers in that race. And also, last week's race at Kentucky had a pretty feel-good story with Bobby Una scoring the victory. And what makes it a feel-good story is just because he's just had a very struggling season, really has not had almost any good happen to him. Like, in case you did not know, he entered that weekend last in points. So I think that really shows how just not good his season has been. And he got that win, and I feel like he is a good example about how you can turn your season around in the second half. And while we are not in the finale, it is a good start, and maybe that will inspire other drivers that have not had a great season to turn their luck around this week and maybe the next few weeks. And I think you know who you are. And also, after Kentucky, the championship picture, which I will say again that to me the championship picture is everyone who is within a full race, just got a little bit more bigger. Mason Jefferson is still your points leader, but not by that much. He lost a little bit of ground from Johnny Worth, who was second in points. But now Biff Crafton and I think Cleb Crafton have now all of a sudden joined into the mix, and uh, and especially Cleb Crafton, but also Abe Troxell. They are just like right on the heels of Johnny Worth and Mason Jefferson. So one like bad race or one mess up could have one or both those drivers one or 1-2 in points. So I think that these next couple weeks could get very interesting in the point standings. I have a feeling that at some point though it will narrow down to 1-2, because I remember last season we talked a lot about how there was just like 4 drivers in the championship hunt several weeks running, but then all of a sudden in the last few races of the season it narrowed down to just 2 drivers, and those 2 drivers happen to be Charles Belden and Garrett Sindor. But other than that, I think that's really all I really have to say. So now let's get the trucks rolling off. Here is the starting lineup. So on the pole is Connor Breeden. This is his first career pole, and this is a driver that has shown speed for the most part pretty good, but he's had a couple of not so great weeks, and that's why he is 12th in points. William Bedford starts on the outside, a driver that has had just a pretty rough season. And when I look at some of our championship contenders, Mason Jefferson, the points leader, is 18th. Johnny Worth, second points, is 23rd, and drivers like Biff Crafton and Luke Walker, I believe, start in the back. Well, Luke Walker starts 22nd. Biff Crafton, the winner of 3 of the past 5 races, starts dead last. So, yeah, so this race should be interesting. And also, I gotta say, this is actually one of the least tested tracks we are going to. I don't even know some of the camera angles. So, this should be pretty interesting. So with so much unknown, not only in this race but also from me, I think that it could be a surprise race. But here we go. The green flag is out for the first time ever at Homestead-Miami Speedway. A great crowd is on hand to see what's going to happen over the course of 27 laps. And here we go down into turns 1-2. Staying side by side for the most part. But we are seeing quite a bit of drafting here. Whoa, my goodness, Jacob Reed, Blanky's making some contact. Whoa, my goodness, Abe Troxell, Jacob Reed also makes some contact as well. But here we go, down the back stretch into turns 3 and 4. That has allowed covering to get out to a pretty big lead here. And look at this. Now here is the 3 wide that I had feeling we were going to see. As Andrew Gorman is now going to slide back right here. We see Jimmy Johns and Smith. They're also on the bottom. They can have a lot of ground. Connor Breeden, he leads the first lap. Blaine Keys is still right on his heels, but that should change very shortly here. Oh my goodness, here! Whoa! Oh my goodness, here we go! We have a crasher here! And stars Matt Hodge gets Philip Goldberg! Leia Walker! That's gonna bring out the first caution of the day. Oh my goodness, Matt Hodge just hit Philip Goldberg pretty good. Watch this pack right here. Oh no, this is not good. This is not good here. 5 wide right here. Daniel Boyles, Hannah Minor. Oh my goodness, there were 5 wide right there for just a second. But it looks like, so far, everyone in the championship picture was able to avoid it. Who got the lead? Was it still Connor Breeden? Yep, it was still Connor Breeden. So, a list of everyone that was involved: Philip Goldberg, Matt Hotchkiss, Hayden Jefferson, Leah Walker, and Saunders. And that was pretty much it. As my frame rate, hopefully it will get better. Let's take a look and see what happened. In the middle of the field, Han Jefferson was just on the bumper of Kendall Demel, and that is what caused the two of them to took together. Down into Club Crafton, who came into this race third in points right here. And as Han Jefferson here, well, he saved the car right there. He came back up on the street here, and those drivers just had nowhere to go. And some of those drivers, Leah Walker and Saunders and Matt Hotchkiss, took pretty big hits into that outside wall. I don't think there will be any DNFs from this crash, but for the most part, that could have been a lot more worse than what it ended up being right there. And yeah, that was a pretty huge hit from Matt Hotchkiss into Philip Goldberg. But anyway, now let's take you back to the green flag. Here is where everyone will restart. So as I pretty much saw coming, no DNFs. So we still have 37 drivers on the lead lap and on the racetrack. And our leader is still Connor Breeden, but I don't know how much longer he'll be able to keep that lead. Because we saw how fast drivers like Blaine Keys and Jacob Reed were, so they might be able to challenge him. And Connor Breeden, like I said, he's had, I would say, pretty much for the most part, some good runs, but there have been a couple of bad runs in there, and that's why he's 12 in points. He does know how to win and put himself in a position to win. He won at Lime Rock, which was all the way back in race number 3. But here we go, the green flag is back out at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Blaine Key's going to the bottom of Jacob Reed, and Eric Almerhart is going to the bottom of both of them. So they're going to make it 3 wide. As we go into the corners are progressively banked from 18 degrees to 20 degrees in the corners. And as Connor Breeden still maintains the lead, it is already getting pretty intense here in this little hack. Jimmy Johnson is going to the bottom. Riley Smith tried to go to the bottom, but he's now going to get shuffled into the middle. Andrew Gorman in the 19, he's trying to go up to the front. And just like last time, we got to the first lap. Clean green. Watch out right here. Uno. 4 wider here. I see Abe Troxel and Luke Walker, 2 of the 6 drivers in the championship picture right here. I also see Mason Jefferson. Johnny Worf is back there. So this is getting interesting here. It looks like everyone for the most part is leaving each other enough room, especially in this pack. So yeah, if they can leave each other just enough room right here, I think that it could be a pretty great race. But anyway, here comes Jimmy Johnson, the 50. It looks like he's just waiting to make a move to the inside of Connor Breeden to maybe take away that lead. He's peeking. Ooh, watch out here in the back. Ooh, no. Andrew Gorman, William Bedford. Okay, whoa, I guys are here! The top 2! They get together! Oh no! Connor Breeden here, he's gonna be the big winner here, but Jimmy Johnson's gonna be the loser. He's now gonna get passed on both sides. Oh my goodness, here, that's really gonna hold the field. And around! Oh my goodness. How are they all keeping themselves together here? I see Luke Walker, I see Club Crafton, I see Mason Jefferson. 3 of the 6 drivers in the championship picture right here, all in this humongous pack, as Connor Breeden leads another lap. My goodness. What are we seeing here at Homestead? So the last time around, Jimmy Johns and Connor Breeden actually hooked together, and that happened, I think that happened one time in the Domino's Pizza Truck Series race at Seattle several weeks ago, and I think it happened for 2 leaders in that race as well. But I want to get to here. Looks like everyone, they're just leaving each other just enough room here to where we can still race very clearly. But I'm honestly surprised that we have stayed green. But anyway, now Luke Walker, he's now all of a sudden in 2nd place right here. But just like I could tell, we've seen a lot of comers and goers here. Like, for example, Jacob Reed, he was, I think he restarted 2nd. He fell back, and now he's back in 2nd place again. Oh my goodness, Riley Smith in the 4. He was on the apron. He might have got tagged from maybe Johnny Worf. But here we go. So that pack that was once 3 and 4 wide is now down to just 2 wide right here. Several rows deep behind the 2 leaders, Connor Breed and Jacob Breed. And so far already, we are not even halfway, and it's already been a pretty stellar race. But here comes Jacob Breed to the bottom. He goes to the inside, and that should give him the lead. But oh my goodness, here we are still racing in huge packs here, as they are now 3 wide once again. Daniel Voiles. Daniel Voiles is a driver that I think has been up front a couple times, but something happened in the end here. Oh my goodness, Riley Smith here, Justin Labas. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, how do they all keep it together once again? My goodness here. So now, Connor Breed will lose the leader here to Jacob Breed, so now Jacob Breed leads this lap. But here comes Blaine Keys in the 88. Blaine Keys, he's another example of a comer and goer. He has Daniel Voiles behind him, and now Daniel Voiles, he goes to the inside. 3 wide for first place here. My goodness, how big is this pack? This pack is about possibly the entire top 30 right here. All this pack right here. But we have another crash here. Luke Walker. Oh my goodness, Jimmy Johns. They get together. They make contact once again. But oh my goodness here. Luke Walker in the championship picture. He's been off these past couple weeks. Oh no, we gotta watch out in this pack. Okay, it looks like things are all gonna get together and organized, so it doesn't look like we're gonna get into any more trouble. But now our leader is now Daniel Voiles. So we've had 3 leaders today. Connor Breed has led the most laps. Jacob Breed led for 1 lap, and now Daniel Voiles here. He will lead all of these caution laps. But it looked like that the first contact might have been Luke Walker and Jimmy Johns, or Luke Walker and someone into Jimmy Johns. Let's take a look. Just like last time, they were battling out just outside the top 10, and Luke Walker went a little too high here, and William Befford was right there, and the two of them hooked together down into Jimmy Johns. Riley Smith also got a piece of it, and Luke Walker, he hits the safer barrier with the left side of the car, pretty good, but I don't think it'll take him out of the race. And Jimmy Johns pretty much did the same thing, and Luke Walker here, he slowed down just in time, just so he didn't hit Jimmy Johns, because that one had created more damage if he just like rammed into him. But another crash here, and it has involved one of our 6 drivers in the championship picture. And for Luke Walker, his recent struggles will continue. But who knows? It might actually turn out in his favor, because I think that if he can like stay on the lead lap, or just simply just stay on the track, and then there's something that happens to, I don't know, Clive Crafton, Mason Jefferson, it might cause those drivers to maybe go a lap down, or DNF, and that could cause Luke Walker, who chances are will probably be a slower car, to pass all of them, and that's how he'll be able to gain points. So this might actually work in his favor. I think that if Jimmy Johns and Connor Breed did not make contact running 1-2, I think things could have been a whole lot more different. There were drivers that were several car lengths back from Luke Walker, William Befford, and Jimmy Johns that just barely escaped this, and Garrett Sinner was one of those drivers. Here is how they will restart. So Philip Goldberg here, he's dead last, but he is still on the racetrack in the 37th position, so that shows that we still have all 37 drivers on the track and on the lead lap, which this late in the race, for any race, is pretty surprising and kind of impressive to me. But there were several times during the last green flag run where they were just so close from wrecking, and so close from creating a big one that could have taken several drivers out of the race, but yet it did not happen. I don't know how it didn't happen, but it just didn't happen. But anyway, Daniel Voiles, who got the lead just before the caution came out, leads us back here, and here comes Eric Almahart, the Carbondale winner from a couple weeks ago, looking to the inside, and it looks like he will be able to grab the lead. The thing is, how long will Eric Almahart be able to stay there? Here comes Blaine Keys in the 88, a driver that has had a pretty miserable season, also looking to grab his first career win. He goes to the inside of Eric Almahart, and they're going to make a 2 wide hang down into turns 3 and 4. Oh my goodness, Abe Chalks to Daniel Voiles. Okay, they let off just in time. Here comes Connor Breed, and he's trying to get back up to the front, and so is Jacob Breed. Blaine Keys will lead this lap. but it could be Connor Breed in the next lap, or it could be Jacob Breed in the 15. Jacob Breed, a couple weeks ago, or I think it was 2 weeks ago at Bullet/Harleypool, he got his best career finish and actually led a lap. And I have a feeling, and I think he was probably so motivated after getting that win that I think that has actually helped him find more speed here. And now he's a driver that I don't think you should count out. But anyway, as they come right here to the start finish line, oh my goodness, Lion Mills Jr., Riley Smith, what happened right there? Oh my goodness, watch out. Okay, it looks like everyone gets back in line just in time, as my frame rate is still really bad. But anyway, now Eric Almerhart, who was leading not that long ago, is all of a sudden at the back of this first pack. And also, the way things are going right now, Abe Troxel would be one of the biggest gainers in the points. And look at this here. There are more drivers that are trying to get a finish after having struggling seasons. William Bedford is one of those drivers. Riley Smith, he's been up there. But anyway, Jacob Reed, he led that lap, but here comes Blank Keys back to the inside. Who else is trying to salvage a good finish? Kenny Hamlin. Earlier in the season, I talked about how he's really been able to find some speed, and while he is still outside the actually no, he's actually gone from being outside the top. He's actually gone from being outside the top 25 in points to now being inside the top 10 points. So Kenny Hamlin has definitely been able to turn things around, and I think it's been one of the most impressive comebacks of the season so far. But anyway, here comes William Bedford. He led the last lap, and he's looking to lead this one. Here we go. As I'm looking here, they are now closer than ever before. I see Payne Keys in the 33. We have not really talked a whole lot about him today, or really ever. He is now all of a sudden in the mix. And Eric Almerhart, who wasn't it like 2 or 3 laps ago, we were talking about how he has slid back here. Look at this. He is now trying to grab the lead back here. But look at this. Contact. They're pushing. But they all lay off just in time right here. Clubcraft in the A2. Third in points. He's trying to get a really good finisher here, or maybe even win. I would say that anyone who drives in the pack are here, and we got another crasher here! Oh my goodness, Payne Keys, Club Crafton, Jacob Reed, Blaine Keys! Oh no, watch out! Okay, it looks like the leaders just slowed down just in time. Which is good, because that could have been really bad. But now, who is the leader? Is it Eric Almerhart? Yes, it'll be. Eric Almerhart will lead all of his caution laps, and depending on that caution, we either might get a 1-lap dash, or the race might be over. But oh my goodness, here, Payne Keys, who got involved in the crash, and drivers that could have gotten a really good finish, like not Eric Almerhart, like Jacob Reed and Blaine Keys, have all been taken out of this race. I think Charles Bowling, he also got some damage, and chances are more. But anyway, let's take a look. Here is what went down. So Blaine Keys was pushing Charles Belding, but he wasn't pushing him in the right corner, and that's what caused both of them here to hook down, and they went right down into Payne Keys, who went around. Riley Smith, who hit Blaine Keys, also went around, and that is what caused Club Crafton to turn around. If that did not happen, Club Crafton would have avoided it. Abe Troxel did a nice job of getting out of that one. But Jacob Reed, he took a pretty hard hit into the outside wall along with Blaine Keys, and that actually might take out both of those drivers after doing so well. And I think, to me, the biggest heartbreaker of all of this was Payne Keys, a driver that had been making gains, slow gains, but all of a sudden, just before this happened, he actually led that lap. So, while he will get that 1 point, it kind of doesn't really matter anymore now that he's out of contention, whether we go back green or not. But just simply such a shame for me. Good drivers. From the cockpit, let's take a look and see the control that Abe Troxel used to just barely escape this crash. Because Cliff Crafton was on the bottom and moving forward, I have a feeling that if he did not get involved in this, he might have actually been our points leader. How close can he get from almost getting spun? I think William Bedford will show us that. The race is official. It is over. Eric Almahart captures his second ever career win. Well, I can't. No, I don't know if it's his. I don't know if it is his second career win ever in this series or just his second career win of the season. I know it is his second career win of the season, and he made the move when it counted the most. But I don't think the pass he made going into turn number 1 was going to be the move that would end up getting him the win. And who knows? That could be how our winner is decided in the Hot Wheels Cup series when they come to this racetrack. So here is the rest of the finishing order. So Jacob Reed, who got involved in that last crash, and had such a great day, ends up finishing last in the garage. But overall, I think in terms of like DNFs or drivers one lap down this race was actually pretty clean. But that does not exactly like say to people about how about the action of the race was going on. We saw a lot of action, like pack racing, so many close calls, and more. So yeah, but I think leaving today, I think our points leader, Abe Troxell, did finish in front of Mason Jefferson, who came into that race with the points lead. But I think that Mason Jefferson might still be our points leader. I think he will. So I think he'll be able to extend his points lead, and I think some of the bigger losers is actually like Johnny Worth, Luke Walker, and Cleb Crafton, which because they all finished behind Mason Jefferson, they're actually going to lose ground on him with the points. So this is kind of turning into like Mason Jefferson looking to take the crown away. But who knows? We still have a lot of races left to go, and anything can happen. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this race. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and bye. Congrats to Eric Almahart.